Hey, my bold and the beautiful fans, we got to talk about today's episode. Carter comforts Katie. Steffi and Thomas urges Ridge to move on. Brooke remembers her life with Ridge as Carter delivers annulment papers to Brooke. Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the young and the restless, and the bold and the beautiful. This is your bold and the beautiful recap for November 9th. And without further ado, let's talk about this episode. So we're back over in LA, and let's head over to Forrester Creation because we hear a conversation where Thomas is telling Ridge how pumped he is to get back to work on the next new line. Now he senses that Ridge is not so pumped, and he kind of asks, "Pops, what's going on?" Well, Ridge admits that he saw Brooke last night and still cannot wrap his head around the fact of her calling CPS. Now, she's still pretending that she has no idea on why they split up. And of course, we know that she didn't do it. And Thomas encourages his dad to just leave Brooke in the past and move on. But Ridge says something that he just did today.
Something that's going to hurt Brooke very much.
Then we see Steffi rush in to tell her brother that the press is saying that he is a fashion icon. And she notices the mood in the room is kind of sour. And yeah, Ridge lets them both in on what's about to go down.
I had called to deliver some papers to Brooke today. Annulment papers.
Steffi, don't show too much excitement, okay? So he goes on to explain that he sent Carter to deliver the annulment papers to Brooke, and his kids wonder if she's going to resist. Now, Ridge is sure that she's going to be hurt either way, and things are going to be a little bit awkward around the office. Steffi admits that, well, I'm happy that you're back with Mom, but, she really didn't want to hurt Brooke. Now, Thomas isn't sure Brooke was expecting this, and Steffi hoped things would be clear to Brooke once she received them papers.
I know that you're worried about Brooke and her feelings, I get that, but it's not like this comes out of the blue, right? She had to expect this.
No, Thomas, that's because this is all of your doing. However, Ridge admitted that his marriage wasn't perfect, but they always found a way to communicate and fix things, but he just can't get past what she did this time. And Thomas is like, "I'm sorry, Dad, for what you're going through." Ridge was like, "Oh, it'll be okay." He's not having any second thoughts. He's just conflicted since he spent 2 lifetimes with Brooke and he's trying to process things. And then he tells Thomas, that, he has nothing to feel guilty about and he should be focusing on things that make him happy. And there's no reason to look back and he should just focus on his future with Taylor. So, speaking of Brooke, let's head over there because Carter arrives at Brooke with annulment papers. And, of course, Carter feels terrible. But this isn't a surprise to her, but it is shocking to see it all in black and white. A marriage like theirs shouldn't be ending with a few pieces of paper. And she tells Carter she saw Ridge after the preview, and he may not have been callous, but there was a barrier there. And then we see her sitting alone. Brooke sits and stares at the papers. And we get a flashback of her many reunions with Ridge. Give it to Catherine Kelly Lang. Miss Lady can drop some tears at a drop of a dime and make it look believable. Well, while she's looking at the annulment papers, guess who shows up? Oof, Brooke gave him an ugly side eye.
Carter dropped off the papers.
You couldn't have asked Carter that? You had to come see for yourself. Not drinking, if that's what you're worried about.
What I'm worried about.
What do you care?
Ridge, if you really cared, you would tell the girl, what's really going on.
I will always care about you.
If you really care, Ridge, you tell me what is going on. Because I don't understand it. You want to annul our marriage? You want to just erase our life together?
Move on.
Okay.
You know what? The two of you probably should just move on. And Ridge, when it comes out that your son Thomas is behind all of this, don't say anything. Now, she goes on to tell him that she doesn't want this, and he can't go through the repetition again. Brooke repeats that none of this makes sense, and she can't understand why this is happening. But guess what else she also had to say? Check it out.
Children are adults. They can take care of themselves. And don't tell me this is just the way it has to be. Because that is no reason at all. I just need to know why. Why would you do this?
And when she demands to know why he's doing this, all he can do is shake his big old head. Now, over at Katie's office, she's making calls until Carter arrives, and she notices that he does not have a happy face. And she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And he explained that he just delivered annulment papers to her sister. So you might want to go give her a call. Check it out.
She want to hear from you?
This is about Ridge, isn't it? You're his attorney and you went to her house. Did you give her divorce papers?
Ridge wants an annulment.
Yeah, Katie isn't happy about that at all after he just explained how he delivered those annulment papers to her sister. And she was like, he just want to wipe out the marriage like it never happened? This is going to devastate her. Now, Katie decides that, she's going to give her sister a minute to process all of this. Carter tells her that the Logan women are the strongest he've ever met. Now, Katie points out that, well, we're not that invincible. However, Taylor was not supposed to be a threat, and now Ridge's desire to wipe out his life with Brooke is going to crush her. Why is this happening? Well, we know why it's happening, thanks to Thomas. Nevertheless, Carter consoles Katie, and he holds her and, comforts her to let her know that, you need to go check on your sister. So back over in the main office, Steffi is telling Thomas she can hardly believe that it's over with Brooke. Now they finally have what they want. Now they complain about the endless Brooke cycle and how Ridge finally is free to have a life with their mom. And now he can have a life not controlled by Brooke. However, once Thomas is left alone, we get a flashback, of course, of that fake call to CPS, because he know what he did to Brooke and Ridge, and creating his whole new family with his mom and Ridge. He framed Brooke, and we hear the whole process of what he said over that CPS call and everything. Well, after this whole flashback of the apple cutter and everything, he says something very, very interesting. Realize the impact of his deeds. Check it out.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I really hate the fact that they're making him creepy, obsessed Thomas all over again. But secrets don't stay secret long. So we got to stick around and see how this is all going to unfold. Is it going to be sooner or is it going to be later? And there's a wedding coming up. Ridge is going to get married. Is he going to go back to Brooke or will he be marrying Taylor? We have to stay tuned. Okay, so there you have it, your bold and the beautiful recap for Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. If you haven't checked out the Young and the Restless recap also for today, it has been uploaded to the channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.